2:00 in the morning, a young man called his mother and said he was tired. He said he was going to pull over. He said he would sleep for a while, then drive home. But he never made it home. A few hours later, his car was found crashed near Castaic Lake in California. His phone was there. His wallet was there. His laptop was there. But Bryce Laspisa was gone. And more than a decade later, one question still remains. What happened after that last phone call? Introduction. This is the disappearance of Bryce Laspisa. Bryce was 19 years old. He was a college student in California. He was young, creative, and according to people who knew him, he had a life that seemed to be moving forward. He had friends, he had plans, he had a family who loved him deeply. But in the final days before he vanished, something changed. According to reports, Bryce began acting in ways that confused the people closest to him. Friends noticed unusual behavior. His parents became worried. And then, during what should have been a normal drive home, Bryce's journey turned into one of the most disturbing missing person mysteries in modern California. There was no clear crime scene. No confirmed suspect. No confirmed explanation. Only a long, strange timeline. A final phone call. And a car left behind, with almost everything still inside. This case is still discussed today because it feels like it should have an answer. There are phone calls, there are witnesses, there are locations, there is a crash site. But every clue seems to lead to another question. Timeline BGNS. To understand this case, we need to go back to late August 2013. Bryce Laspisa was attending Sierra College in Northern California. His family lived much farther south, in Laguna Niguel, California. The drive from Northern California to his parents' home was long, but it was not impossible. It was the kind of drive many students make when they want to visit family. But according to reports, Bryce's behavior before the trip had already raised concern. Friends later said he seemed different. Some reports say he gave away personal items. He also reportedly ended a relationship shortly before his disappearance. None of these details prove anything by themselves. People can act strangely for many reasons: stress, school pressure, relationship problems, lack of sleep, private emotional struggles, or something else entirely. But in hindsight, these moments became important. Because soon after, Bryce got into his Toyota Highlander and started driving south. At first, the plan seemed simple. He was going home. But the drive did not happen in a normal way. On August 29, Bryce was in the Buttonwillow area, a place along Interstate 5 in California. According to reports, his vehicle ran out of gas. A roadside assistance worker helped him, but after getting fuel, Bryce did not immediately continue the drive. He stayed in the area for hours. This is one of the first strange parts of the timeline. If Bryce was only a few hours from home, why did he wait? Was he tired? Was he confused? Was he afraid to continue? Or was he trying to decide where to go? His mother, worried about him, reportedly asked someone to check on him. Bryce was found still near the same area. He told people he was okay. At some point, law enforcement also made contact with him. According to reports, officers did not find clear signs that he was in immediate danger or that a crime had happened. This is important, because from the outside, Bryce was an adult. He could choose where to go. He could choose to stop. He could choose to keep driving. Unless there was clear evidence of danger, police had limited options. So Bryce continued south. Then came the early morning hours of August 30. At around 2:00 a.m., Bryce called his mother. This would become the final known conversation between Bryce and his parents. According to reports, he said he was tired. He said he was going to pull off the road and sleep. He told his mother he would call when he woke up. That sounds simple. A tired college student, a long drive, a late-night stop. But after that call, everything changed. Bryce never called back. He never arrived home. And a few hours later, his family received the news no parent ever wants to hear. Bryce's vehicle had been found near Castaic Lake. The SUV was down an embankment, but Bryce was not inside. The crash scene, the discovery of the car, created more questions than answers. According to missing person records and reports, Bryce's phone was still in the vehicle. His wallet was still there. His laptop and other belongings were also reportedly left behind. For investigators, this was strange. If Bryce had chosen to leave, why leave behind the things most people would take? A phone can help you call for help. A wallet can identify you. A laptop and personal belongings are not usually abandoned without reason. But the car did not contain Bryce. Investigators searched the area around Castaic Lake. They checked rough terrain. They checked trails. They checked the lake area. Search teams, volunteers, and law enforcement looked for signs of where he may have gone. But no confirmed trace of Bryce was found. That is what makes this case so hard to explain. If Bryce walked away from the vehicle, where did he go? If he was injured or confused, why was no clear trail found? If someone picked him up, who was it? And if he planned to disappear, why leave the scene in such a risky and uncertain way? Key clues. There are several key clues in the Bryce Laspisa case. The first clue is the timeline. Bryce did not simply vanish from his dorm or disappear from a busy street. He was in contact with people during the hours before he vanished. He spoke with his parents. He was seen near Buttonwillow. He had help with his vehicle. There were chances for the situation to become clear. But somehow, it never did. The second clue is his behavior before the disappearance. Reports describe Bryce as acting differently in the days before he vanished. This does not mean he was guilty of anything. It does not mean anyone around him did something wrong. It simply means something may have been happening in his life that others did not fully understand. The third clue is the last phone call. When Bryce told his mother he was tired and needed to rest, it sounded like a temporary stop. But the location of the vehicle later raised questions. How did he end up near Castaic Lake? Was he looking for a place to sleep? Did he make a wrong turn? Was he trying to avoid the highway? Or did he have a reason to go there? The fourth clue is what was left behind. Phone, wallet, laptop, personal items. These are powerful details because they make voluntary disappearance harder to understand. But they do not make it impossible. Some people who disappear intentionally leave items behind to make it harder to track them. Others leave things behind because they are panicked, injured, confused, or not thinking clearly. The problem is this: every explanation has a weakness. And that is why the case remains open in the public mind. Theory 1: accident and disorientation. The first major theory is that Bryce survived the crash, left the vehicle, and became lost or disoriented in the area. Investigators reportedly believed he may have been able to walk away from the crash site. If Bryce was tired, shaken, or confused, he may have climbed out and started walking without a clear plan. The area near Castaic Lake can be dark and difficult at night. A person without a phone, without light, and without clear direction could quickly become lost. This theory is simple. It does not require a hidden suspect. It does not require a planned disappearance. It only requires a young man, exhausted after a long and strange night, leaving a damaged vehicle and walking into the wrong area at the wrong time. But the problem with this theory is the search. If Bryce became lost nearby, why was no confirmed evidence found? No confirmed clothing. No confirmed remains. No confirmed trail that gave investigators a final answer. Searches can miss things, especially in rough land or near water. But after so many years, the lack of physical evidence keeps the mystery alive. Theory 2: voluntary disappearance. The second theory is that Bryce chose to disappear. Some people point to his unusual behavior before the trip. They ask whether he was preparing to leave his old life behind. He was an adult. He had time during the drive. He made stops. He had hours where his actions seemed hard to explain. So one theory suggests that Bryce may have walked away from the crash scene and started a new life somewhere else. But this theory also has serious problems. He left behind his phone and wallet. He left behind personal belongings. Starting over with no money, no identification, and no phone would be extremely difficult. It is not impossible, but it would require planning, help, or a strong reason to cut off all contact. And perhaps the hardest part to understand is this. Bryce was close to his parents. For many people following the case, it is difficult to believe he would willingly let his family suffer for years without answers. Still, investigators have to consider all possibilities until there is proof. A voluntary disappearance cannot be fully ruled out just because it feels painful or unlikely. Theory 3. Someone else became involved. The third theory is that after Bryce left the vehicle, he encountered someone. This could mean someone gave him a ride. It could mean he accepted help from a stranger. It could mean a situation developed that investigators have never been able to confirm. This theory is often discussed because Bryce's body was not found near the vehicle and because his belongings stayed behind. If he walked to a road, it is possible someone stopped. Maybe they offered help. Maybe Bryce asked for a ride. Maybe he wanted to get away from the crash scene before calling anyone. But there is no confirmed evidence that a specific person harmed him. There is no public court conviction connected to his disappearance. There is no confirmed suspect. So this theory must be handled carefully. It remains only a possibility. A person may have crossed paths with Bryce that morning. But without evidence, it cannot be treated as fact. What IMVSTGTRS and REPORTS said. Public reports say investigators searched the area extensively. The Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department was involved. Search teams looked around Castaic Lake and nearby terrain. Reports also say dogs were used during the search. According to the Los Angeles Times, investigators told the family it appeared Bryce may have been able to leave the crash scene. That detail matters because it changes the focus of the case. If Bryce could walk, then the question becomes not only what caused the crash. The question becomes what happened after the crash. Did he walk toward the lake? Did he walk toward a road? Did he hide? Did someone see him? Did he leave the area entirely? News reports at the time also described possible sightings after Bryce vanished. But sightings in missing person cases are difficult. Many turn out to be mistakes. A person may look similar. A memory may be uncertain. A witness may be trying to help but may not have seen the missing person at all. According to public missing person listings, Bryce is still missing. That means there has been no confirmed public resolution. No official ending. No answer that explains the final hours. Emotional commentary. Cases like this are difficult because they sit between fear and hope. For a family, not knowing can be its own kind of suffering. When someone is missing, time does not move in a normal way. Every phone call could be news. Every unknown number could be a tip. Every new report could open the wound again. For the public, the case feels like a puzzle. For the family, it is not a puzzle. It is a son. A person with a laugh, a voice, a childhood, a future. That is why cases like this must be discussed carefully. It is easy for the internet to turn real pain into theories. But behind every timeline is a family still waiting. Behind every strange clue is a person who mattered. And behind every unsolved case is a simple human question. Where did they go? What does not make sense? There are several things that still do not make sense in the disappearance of Bryce Laspisa. First, the long delay near Buttonwillow. Why did Bryce stay there for so many hours? If he wanted to go home, why not continue? If he did not want to go home, why tell his parents he was coming? Second, the final phone call. He told his mother he was tired and needed to sleep. That sounds normal. But within a few hours, his car was found in a completely different situation. What happened in between? Third, the belongings. Why were his phone and wallet still in the vehicle? If he left on purpose, this was a hard way to start over. If he left in panic, what caused that panic? If he left to get help, why did he never reach anyone? Fourth, the search results. If he walked away hurt or confused, why was nothing confirmed? If he entered the surrounding area, why did the search not find a final answer? And fifth, the silence. No confirmed contact. No confirmed sighting. No confirmed digital activity made public. For years, nothing has closed the case. Analytical summary. When you look at this case from a distance, 3 explanations seem possible. 1. Bryce crashed, survived, walked away, and became lost. 2. Bryce chose to disappear and somehow avoided detection. 3. Bryce encountered someone after leaving the car. And that meeting changed everything. Each theory explains part of the case, but none explains all of it. The accident theory explains the abandoned vehicle, but it struggles to explain the lack of evidence nearby. The voluntary disappearance theory explains the strange behavior before the event, but it struggles to explain why he left behind so many important belongings. The third-party theory explains how he could vanish from the area, but it has no confirmed suspect and no public proof. That is the heart of this mystery. The case is not empty. It has clues, but the clues do not line up into one clear story. Ending. The last known phone call from Bryce Laspisa sounded calm. He was tired. He was going to pull over. He was going to rest. Then he would come home. But that homecoming never happened. Instead, his family was left with an empty vehicle, a dark stretch of road, and years of unanswered questions. Some mysteries feel distant. This one feels close, because it began with something ordinary. A late-night drive, a worried mother, a tired son on the phone, and then silence. So now the final question is yours. After Bryce Laspisa made that last phone call, did he walk away from the crash by accident? Did he choose to disappear? Or did someone else enter the story before the sun came up? What do you think happened to Bryce Laspisa?